So good morning. I am Tom Long. So I'm an assistant professor in sustainable entrepreneurship at campus Fryslân. And I'm going to provide basically a short introduction to the North Sea Sustainable Innovation Challenge. So the challenge represented an additional activity for the project. And we basically put out a call to the region for innovative ideas to improve the sustainable development of the area. So we ran a promotion campaign and then also a few workshops to try and generate interest and help potential participants improve their ideas. And we were totally open in terms of the kind of ideas we were looking for. So really sort of young and very new ideas to maybe more developed ones. We were able to choose basically 5 innovations to try and help. And so we have 5 winners, and we've worked with them over the summer to help them basically take the next steps in developing their innovations. We've done this via basically a personalized business support and development program. So each innovation and each participant or each winner has had like a bespoke package to try and help them take the first steps in making their innovation a reality. Over the next hour, we're basically super pleased to give them the floor and let them pitch their idea now. And it's the result really of a few months of working together and helping them. Time is quite tight. We want to give each participant at least 10 minutes. So I'm going to stop there. And I'm also looking to hearing basically how your ideas.
Brian, you want to go first?
My name is Brian van Es. I'm from Fryslân, the Netherlands, where I've lived my whole life and will continue to do so as well. After finishing my bachelor, I worked in accountancy for a number of years. And I really enjoyed that. But at the same hand, I got more and more interested in sustainability. And it's not really incorporated yet that much in accountancy. And I also wanted to continue and finish a master's. And that's when I came across the Sustainable Entrepreneurship Master at campus Fryslân. So that came together, and then I decided to do that. And there was the possibility to join the Sustainable Innovation Challenge. I did and became one of the winners. So in short, what is my idea about? Sort of what I want to become is a one-stop shop for small local entrepreneurs. Because sustainability, it's a wide topic and can be quite complicated in the eco-labels, funding, subsidies, networks, and all that. And why is this a good idea? Well, there are small entrepreneurs that want to become more sustainable, but they are, like they say, small. So you only have maybe themselves or maybe a few employees. So they don't really, and the business itself already takes a lot of time. So they don't have enough time to really get into the specifics of what is possible for sustainability. And also knowledge is a part of that. And of course, funds. And there are some things that are available for them, but most are just unaware of them. And as an accountant, you basically already do the administration, profit and loss statements, and also taxes. So you know what the company is doing and what it is capable of. And so therefore, sort of like to add the sustainability to that part, it can be very practical and cost efficient. So for the progress of the PROWAD Link, first thing was for me networking, to build up a network in that area. So one of the things that was the reason was the Trilateral Youth Conference, where you got to meet a lot of other young people interested in sustainability and the Wadden Sea. And as part of the PROWAD Link, I was also introduced to multiple local organizations, so in my area. And another thing is knowledge, of course. sustainability is a wide topic, and practice is different from theory. So even though I studied it, still a lot to learn. And one of the nice things, as a direct link from this, from the PROWAD, was that I got my first job through one of the organizations that I was connected to. And that was to create an overview of sustainable tourism activities in Fryslân. So on the one hand, that allowed me to also see what is being done in the area currently. And on the other hand, it has introduced me to a number of other companies that I might be able to work with as well. So that was really a win-win. Now, for the future, of course, I want to expand the network and knowledge further. One of the things that I will be doing in a couple of weeks is go to Slovenia for the EU Green Deal, also a sort of conference. I will work on to find suitable frameworks for measuring the social and the ecological impact. What I also hope to do is to develop my service offering. So now I have sort of an idea of what I want to do. So now I will try to find a company that I can one-on-one work with to really find how I can help them the best. And a couple of other things that I might look further into is maybe offer consultancy for other accounting firms, because me as myself, I can only reach a small number. But if I can help other accounting firms also develop more sustainable, then they can help more companies, and then you have a much wider reach. And also a thing that came up in this first job was that I could maybe also help with communication about sustainability, because a lot of companies were already doing quite a bit, but they were just not communicating about it. And that, it's just a shame that that they are doing it, but that the customer cannot see it, because then, So, and what is needed? Well, if any of you listening can help me with, for example, experience, knowledge, contacts, or companies, or anything interesting, then please let me know. Thank you.
Well, which organization, if you can share it, for whom was your first job, your first work, and if you can tell us the results and how your experience went in working with them.
Yeah, so that was Circulair Friesland. So in Friesland, and they also help companies become more sustainable. And this was a project regarding sustainable tourism. And then, so they already helped a number of companies, but they also got back like entrepreneurs also wanted to look at others, what is being done, being inspired, for example. So then the challenge of the task was to create like a map that then people can click at, and then you get a quick overview of what they are doing on sustainability. And then also the thing was to make it really practical. For example, if they have water saving toilets or showers or something, then to name which installation they are using, so then they can also get further, or if they made use of subsidies and things like that, so to make it really practical. And also
Okay, so we have another question, and it is how do you plan to promote your idea to the customers? Maybe outreaching to the existing networks?
Yeah, so that's one thing. So mainly for the near future, I want to really work together with a few companies to try to develop what I can really help them the most with. And then for like promoting myself to to other companies. I haven't really gotten that far yet. But yeah, so at the moment it's mainly focused on me creating a network, and through that network, yeah, I think maybe it's important that if you can help one entrepreneur really, then he can also yeah, ask others. So there's really a connection there. So that's mainly how I intend to get companies in.
Okay, the last question, then we're running out of time. So how do you wish to tackle aspects of greenwashing, such as carbon offsetting, like in this type of debates? Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, so yeah, what I also want to look more in, because now a lot of things that are being done about sustainable are, yeah, sort of loose things. And what I also aim to do is, because there are already some certain frameworks in place, so to make it really measurable. For example, yeah, it's nice that you have a few solar panels, but if you're still emitting that much, then, or using that much energy, then it's not really sustainable. So to make it measurable, and that also consumers can see that. So yeah, I think in that way to help stop greenwashing.
Okay, we have one last question, but perhaps I will just formulate it, and then you will think about that and answer in the end if we have a few spare minutes. So investors and business tend to be short-term thinkers, and sustainability is inherently a long-term concept. How do you overcome this? So having this said, I will now proceed with the next speaker, next winner, which is Ting. We'll go back to Denise after Ting. And Ting, the floor is yours. You have 5 minutes for the pitch, and then we'll collect questions and feedbacks.
Okay, thank you, Joachim. And now I'm going to share my screen. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ting, and I was a master student from Hochschule University, and I just graduated last month. And I'm interested in the sustainable era because of my master thesis, and I did a lot of research about the sustainable tourism. And I feel really lucky to join the Sustainable Innovation Challenge and to be one of the winner. And now I'm going to share my idea with you. And for the background, because related to the visitor survey in Wadden area, most of the guests in 3 countries are over 45 years, and we have fewer young people here in Wadden as tourists. And they have very low usage intensity of Wadden examination and guided hiking tours. And they have very no interaction with the local community. So then I got the idea, I want to build a tourist challenge center so we can attract more youth and young people to come to Wadden and involve them with the local community by different activities. So the tourist challenge is trying to provide more activities to attract tourists, sustainable tourists into the destination. And I have some ideas about the activities. So the first one is called the challenging tourist game. So we will have some kind of the games. One of them, like we will have a challenging tourist map. We will attract the young tourists to come to Wadden, and they will be divided into the different groups with their name tag in their back, but they don't know who are their team partners, and they have to walk around in the destination to find the clues who are their partners, and then they will play the games to take the name tag from the back and to win the games. And during the process, they have to use the to have the interaction with the locals, or also to know more about the Wadden Sea. And there are some examples what they can do. They have to answer basic information quiz related to Wadden Sea to get the clue who is their partner, or find a designated sustainable store and take a photo with the store owner, or they have to find a special designated residence in the destination, or they have to take the photos of the different birds or plants from the Wadden Sea Examination Center, or they have to find the clue which is hidden in the exhibition center, so they can get the clue and get who are their partners and to win the games. I designed this game is in order to make the tourists have more interaction with the local community and the entrepreneurs, or to have a higher use of the exhibition center. And the second idea I got from, we can have our tourist challenge center can make some local food festival, like to choose one typical dish from the destination to teach tourists how to cook it and to enjoy, to have more interaction, to know how the food come from the local community. Or we can have some sustainable Wadden Sea Food Festival to invite, to share more local food and to attract more tourists there to share the knowledge, how they cook them, how they use the food from the local community, and how they protect the environment during this process. But it's just my basic idea here. And the third one is the activity we can provide is life coaching. I got this idea because I asked many young people around me here in Hamburg. I asked them how would they like to go to Wadden Sea and for the activity, especially for the off season. And I just realized that so many young people, they are confused with their decision and what they should do. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we can provide life coaching service to the local people, and especially for young people, because I had this life coaching I had a life coaching from Dutch, and he helped me a lot. I think for the sustainable part, it's also for the people's sustainable. So it will be helpful to involve more local young people to solve their problems and to set their own goals and to develop the Wadden Sea area. And we can offer some like a beach yoga class or regularly life coaching workshop in the area to discuss it. And I'm going to Hungary next month with the life coaching course. So I think when I finish that, if I do this, if I have the Challenge Tourist Center, I can do the life coaching with young people. That will be good. So that's my basic idea. And for the future, I really want to find a destination along the Wadden Sea area to cooperate this kind of activities to do that. Like for the visitor center or DMOs, we can cooperate. And of course, we need funding if we want to run this kind of activity. And the third support, I'm curious because now I'm in Germany, but unfortunately my German is not good enough now. So I'm wondering if there are any like a language course support I can get from our organizations. So I think that's all for my sharing, and thanks for your time.
So the first one, do you think that gamification would be a tool to reach out to young people? And second question is, could coaching be included in PROWAD Link, as PROWAD Link also addresses health and well-being? We have a. Okay, probably you want to try to answer to these two questions first, and then I have a couple more.
Yeah, okay. So the first one, if I'm focused only on young people, it's not the only focus on people, but I think when we do the promotion, we will put more emphasis on young people, because now I think feel like the Wadden area we need more young people, and but I think it's all, of course, all the tourists, they are welcomed. But for when we do our promotion for our activities, we will have more emphasis on young people. And I'm sorry, what's the second question?
The second question regards the fact that in PROWAD Link project, the issues of health and well-being are already addressed. Can coaching be included in that? Do you think it can be included in that? I don't know if I understood the question correctly.
You mean the life coaching part?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because that's actually that's a new part. I was accepted this from. I was in Italian for 1 month with the sustainable development with the remote energy, and we had the coaching there every day. And I think it's really a good way to involve youth to the destination, because we as one we went there and we make some contribution for the sustainable development in the remote village, but at the same time, as a young people, we had the benefits from there, and they give us the coaching, and we solved some part of our life problems, like our career goal or something like that. I still feel like we can do the similar things in the Wadden Sea, especially for the local young people there.
Okay, thank you. Now I have more technical questions. Like, first of all, do you have any idea on the technical part of the game development, and how are you positioned in this process? It is started or not? And then two questions that are a bit similar. So, do you already have contacts with the DMOs, and how do you plan to acquire the acquisition of local partners and business, and what's the benefit for them, and what's the benefit for a DMO as well?
Mm-hmm. Should I answer it now, or should I wait?
If you do that in 1 minute, and then we spare it for the end, yes.
Okay, I just answer one question for the game part. Okay. Yeah, it's really because I got this idea because my friends called me kind of like it's Wadden Sea career, because every day I'm thinking what and then we talk about some of my Chinese friends back there, and this is one of like a very popular games there. So I just adjust in something, and I think we can apply to our Wadden Sea area, and it's very easy. We can hide some clue and design the sustainable, like I mentioned before during our discussion, we have many Wadden Sea knowledge. We have the different things and the examinations. We list out all the questions. So all the visitors they came, we divided them into the different groups, and we will have their name tag in their back. And then, but they don't know their partners, who are they? So they have to come to our visitor center or challenge center, and they will answer our questions, and then they will get the clue. Then they will know who is their partner, and they have to find the partner. And for the game, this one is good. They have to run in to take the people and rip off the name tag, and if they can finish all their components name tag, and they will win, and they will get some souvenir from us.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So now I'll leave the floor to Denise, but I will share for her the slides.
Thank you so much. And thanks a lot for your patience during my little technical hiccup. It would be really nice if you started the presentation from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, so today I will make my pitch about digital storytelling for sustainable tourism in the Waddensee area. Next slide, please. I am Denise. I'm originally German, but I've lived for the past years in the Netherlands, where I first did my bachelor's in international business, but soon found out that I wanted to learn more about the sustainable aspects behind business. And that's how I got aware of the Masters of Sustainable Entrepreneurship at Campus Fryslân. And I did it in 2021, I believe. I get a little bit confused with the years, I have to admit. And now for the past half a year, I had the possibility to, I have to say that during my master's studies, I did my thesis in sustainable entrepreneurship, in digital storytelling for sustainable entrepreneurship and how it could empower disadvantaged communities under the supervision of Tom. And based on that knowledge, because I realized there was so much to explore and so much demand of entrepreneurs as well, I got the possibility to work as a digital storytelling consultant for the IDB, which is the Inter-American Development Bank, and basically research behind the story of Trinitario cacao. Next slide. So what I basically learned during my research was that their entrepreneurs approached digital storytelling in two different pathways. One was more for marketing purposes, so they applied storytelling as a communication strategy to target more customers, to have a wider outreach. And others, but these were more like the smaller parts, they really used storytelling as well to empower the communities at origin, to amplify their voices and just to give them an output to share what they have to share and not just what the company thought was worthwhile to share. So this then leads to sustainable entrepreneurship, which should foster sustainable development. Next slide, please. So what am I doing right now? Right now, in this context of Trinidad, I'm basically testing my theory in a way and to develop a lot of storytelling content for this organic fine cocoa cluster, OFC Foundation also called. And based on this, it will help me to also share a lot more content with people that are interested in it and give it a better idea. So it entails a lot of photography, interviews, but one very nice thing is that we're right now creating a short film called Trinitario. If we have time, I might tell you a bit more about it. And now, of course, I want to find out how this framework can be of relevance to create authentic and empowering stories of the Waddensee World Heritage. So how can it be used in order to also drive more sustainable development in your area? Because basically, I would like to continue the research and try or test storytelling based on different concepts, which will help me to establish a model, but also to give like a more refined idea for entrepreneurs on how they could do it. So right, as point 5 says, I would like to create a digital storytelling for sustainable entrepreneurship model. Next slide, please. So how did PROWAD help me? Of course, it was a really great experience to get insights of your networks, to be part of presentations or meetings and just speak with people and find out what they thought about the idea. And I learned a lot about possibilities in the Waddensee area. It's really nice to see that there is already a lot in place, but I feel like there's still so much that can be done, especially with more people-centered focus, because there's a lot of known about the landscape of it, but not really who are the personalities behind it. Last week, we had a really great workshop on the marketing strategy of the Waddensee World Heritage. That was also very interesting. But I realized that there is a much more practical data needed of what it is that I want to do because it's so context specific. So I hope that finalizing my project in Trinidad will help me to also give more examples. And of course, it was really nice amongst the Innovation Challenge winners to connect with inspiring and like-minded entrepreneurial mindsets. Next slide, please. So what's next? I want to finalize the consultancy that I'm working on, which also entails providing workshops about digital storytelling for farmers and cluster members so that they can continue this work after I'm being gone, because I believe that this really drives the long-term process or the long-term development. It will also entail organizing exhibitions, and I do have the honor at this moment to work with Tom on co-creating a chapter or like a little part of a strategy section for a book that they're writing. And what else am I looking for? I'm looking for collaboration partners, especially in the Wadden that would like to be part of this and that would like to be part of this research that is both theoretical and practical. And yeah, share with you a little bit about my short film. So next slide, please. Thank you very much for your attention. And you see a little QR code that I created. And if you feel like it, scan it and share your contact details with me. And it would be really nice to stay in touch if you're interested in what I'm doing, or you want to know more about the projects, or maybe you want to see some insights of the short film. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. I had to stop sharing the screen.
Yes, you were so fast now. I hope everybody scanned the code that one.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe there's a way that you can share the code in the chat or the link to the code.
Yeah, we'll try to find out.
Yeah.
Are there any questions? I know that this has been maybe a little bit generic and not very much vacancy focused, so it's maybe a little bit tricky.
The third question is,
okay,
if you have made contact to the Dutch network or the German National Park partners.
Say again, if I have met them.
If you have contacted them, if you are in the Dutch networks or the German National Park partners, did you have contact?
I did have contact with both of them.
Okay.
Or especially with the Dutch ones, I believe. It was sometimes a little bit confusing, but I think once with the Dutch ones and then one with more like an international team, but not purely with German ones, I have to say. So that might be still a nice possibility. These are all questions?
Yeah, for now, but feel free to write them in the chat, and we share the questions with Denise later. Also, I think now people have your contact details, and if you manage to share the link of the QR code in the chat, that would be amazing.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, thank you so much. And I will have to share the screen again now.
Hi, my name is Martina, and hopefully now I am landing in Copenhagen Airport, and fingers crossed, see you soon at the Q&A session. I studied European Master of Tourism Management, which I just graduated from, with Nafis, who is...
Hi, I'm Naf. I'm based in Copenhagen right now. We're in the same program, and we've been developing on an idea for the final semester based on a lot of ideas. So let's further dive into it. So the idea is an interactive visitor feedback technology, which was part of the winning group of North Sea Sustainable Innovation Challenge. But why we did this and how, Martina has more info.
We have learned that over than 70% of North Sea region visitors desire a new knowledge of natural and historical heritage of the destination when they visit. And also over 80% of tourists wish to immerse themselves in unspoiled nature, which is not only protected, but also which is away from crowds. But during my thesis, which was focusing on how children can engage in sustainable outdoor activities or experiences in national parks, especially in Wadden, I learned that there is a lack of visitor feedback. So how are visitor experience from Wadden measured? We came up with the qualitative visitor feedback technology, which is interactive. It provides real-time data, and it kind of allows the conversation with the tourists and their visitors at the spot about their experiences. And it's gonna turn visual right in front of them. So it's actually fun, it's accessible for all ages. And it not only creates qualitative visitor experience data, but it also creates some visual memory for the tourists, which they take back with them home from Wadden. And what we have done so far?
Yeah, it's been quite packed, including a nice summer. But well, we have a lot of things already, including the design thinking workshop with Elspeth, Tom, and where the other teams were also there. And we were also part of a very immersive business model coaching with Tom Long.
Oh, and then we attended the visitor survey from the Trilateral Waddensee presentation with Annika Boschelman, where we have learned more about the visitor profile, but also what kind of data has been collected about the visitors, and that allowed us to brainstorm more how our product can actually further develop data about visitors.
Right. We've also been part of a meeting with Anne Husum as the development manager in WSNP, where we learned about the different policies and feedback mechanisms that are currently taking place. And we also had another session to learn about the intellectual property and how you can build up an idea with Jorn from Founded in Fryslân.
So, and then also we attended a branding workshop with Anja Dominic from the Common Waddensee Secretariat. And this branding workshop showed us how they connect values to a place with shared understanding of visual and verbal assets to strengthen global reputation of the Waddensee region. And it gave us an idea how our technology can also help to evaluate the strategic priorities of the Waddensee branding. So these were the kind of workshops we have, workshops and meetings we have attended so far, and they have been really helping us to shape our idea further, because we are hoping to develop this throughout the co-design approach. And what's next? So at the moment, we are trying to work with the interactive technology department at one of the universities to help us develop the technology itself. Once that's done, we would like to test it. So we are looking for users. We hope that some of you will reach to us and would be interested to work with us further. But also we are looking for some of you who would like to share with us the ideas further for further development. Actually, what would you like in this technology? What would you like to get out of it to help you to develop better brand, or just like better strategic approach for sustainable tourism development of the North Sea region? So if any of you are interested in what we are doing or where we are aiming and would like to become part of our journey, please reach out to us. These are our contacts. That's me, Martina, and Nafis, and thank you for your time, and hope to speak to you soon.
Thank you.
So that was the last presentation for today. We have 5 minutes to. Okay. Naf and Martina are, by the way, connected. I don't know if they want to add something or if they want to say how or try to answer the questions. Okay, for Martina and Naf, what would you exactly need for a pilot?
So yes, for the pilot, we're at this point, it requires some two sides. One is the user testing, but also the technology part. So that's the next step, where we're kind of trying to see which technology to use and which would be the most effective way to kind of test it out. And the next phase would be actually going out to the Waddensee, probably a visitor center, where we test it out on different age groups. We started working with children. That's where Martina's thesis work was on, and we've done some groundwork there. So perhaps that's the starting point where we will work with the visitor center. Martina, if you want to add something.
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm at the airport, so hopefully it's not too loud, but yes, it's pretty much just testing the technology, ideally during the main season, so we can test it with various types of visitors and get their feedback, but also get the feedback of the visitor centers of or DMOs, actually how the data they gather, whether that's satisfactory or how we can create it any further. So that's what we are hoping to do.
Okay, there's a question that's for everybody, but we can ask it to Martina enough. And it is 4 Ps: people, place, plot, and purpose. How do you show the benefits for participant communities, business?
From my side, for the people like the communicators they involve, for like there are different stakeholders, but for tourists, especially for young people, they will have more unique experience when are they in the Wadden Sea, not only for the nature and the birds, but they will have more activities there. And also for the local communities, especially for young people, they will have clear, more interaction. They can make the contribution to their home, and they will find their own value during our life coaching workshop, or they can have their own business there. And also for the DMOs or for the destination, I think it's a good chance to promote our One Wadden Sea world.
I think we are perfectly on time and we are almost done. Thank you so much for your presentation. I don't know if Tom wants to say something to conclude and to close this session. Yeah, thank you so much also for the feedbacks, and I would invite the winners to quickly write down their emails in the chat so that you can be in contact with the people who participated and gave us their very helpful feedback. Thank you so much, everyone.